my own findings is that this problem has been foreseen long ago, and there has been similar laws put in place in the northern part of Nigeria, and reserves were taken over. Even under the military, they took lands up to Kogi, like you have said, up to all the middle belt as reserves. Then the problem is still with us. That means something was wrong with the solution that was proffered long ago. It means those solutions has not been able to solve the problem. Getting land and reserve, why people are saying it is to grab land, is that this has to do with land. And the report I have read shows that most of those grazing reserves that were taken and reserved at those times, they are now being occupied by private individuals. Now those from whom those lands were taken, they have been displaced. They can no longer come back to their land and say this is our land. That's why people are already looking at it from different angles. So that's why I'm saying that the solution, the legislative solution, enactment of law has failed in the northern region. It has been overtaken by development, and it is not adequately prepared to take care of the interests of the original landowners. To say that, okay, in case we are relocating, in case development has this land has to revert back to the owner. There was nothing like that. So now, and you have a clash of culture. I think there is need to do more work. And we are not saying there is no problem. There is problem, but I believe there are better solutions. And it just requires some thinking. How is this problem being taken care of in other places? It is clear. Other places also, not only Nigeria, but they are taking good care of it. What is being done now is to say, okay, you are in the cattle business. Let there be a law. I want a bill now that will regulate that cattle business. That says if you are going to this business, you must have your own land. And you must fence your land. So that your cattle will not be going to the expressway or the airport tarmac, because that is the route to where they can feed. If you go to Murtala Airport, it's a good grazing land. If you allow the cattle rearers, they will bring all their cows there because there are very good rich grass. Yes, rich grass there. You understand? But I think what we should do now is to encourage states. In fact, instead of people making so much noise, I expect people now to sit down and prepare another bill at the state houses, which will then regulate this business to say whoever is in this business must not be moving from location to location. Apply. Then the land use allocation committee can perform the same function this committee is to be performed, because you are calling it a national problem. I say no. Because these herdsmen are always located within one state or the other. Then the federal government has no land. True. When federal government wants to use land, they have to apply.
But the bill he proposed says states will be represented in that commission.
No, it is not. You cannot represent. He's saying even part of their function is that if they look at a particular land and they feel that this land is good for grazing, they can then tell the
Is that what the bill says?
Yes,
the proposal.
I'm sorry, excuse me. Let me
you will clarify.
They can tell the state that this land, we believe it will be good for grazing reserve. Then the state is under obligation.
Okay.
To give them.
Let
me just make this last point. Yeah. The last point is that now, when you allow this thing to happen, it will create more confusion by bringing all the states together. Let each state, because they have their peculiarities. As we are talking, we have herdsmen in Osun State. Okay. You understand? It is localized. That's why I say let Osun State solve their own the way it should be.
Okay. Mr. Onwundiwe, you will give your solution, but let him clarify on that part of the bill, because I do know you say there are 3 people that proposed this bill that has been summed into one. One is on reserve, or 2 on reserve. 1 is on ranching. So, what part? That part he talked about, where the commission will look, and is that part of your proposal?
It's not part.
Not part of it. I read it.
Even the ranching. Okay. The ranching. I read the ranching also. It's not part of it. The ranching idea is different from our own.
Yeah.
It makes it much more of a private.
It's a private thing.
This thing. You see.
Yes.
Just like I said, ab initio,
yes.
We're talking of bill. It's just a proposal.
Yes.
You have an idea at the level of public hearing, bring it in.
We'll come.
Are you getting me? bring it in. Then
yes.
after the public hearing, we'll come up with a clean copy of the bill to the committee of the whole.
Yes.
I don't want you to look at this as just you see,
as a local problem.
In 2012, when I proposed this bill, the problem was not as much as this. It seems to be growing, and I'm not looking at it as a local problem. Anything that will easily divide us as a nation, we need to treat it.
I understand.
Let's not have a situation where it will become ethnic problems.
Okay.
We need to be careful about that.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to provide a solution because you asked, so what do we do?
Yes.
Very simple. Because I like to simplify issues. Do you know that the cattle, those who own the cattle, they have an association? I can't pronounce that name. It is Mayetiala.
Yeah.
They have an association, meaning they are that organized. I hear there are up to about 20,000 of them.
Yeah.
If you multiply that with, let's say, 100, you know what we have. But this association should be the people, not honorable. Should be the people lobbying the states. Please, we would want a place for us. Apply, pay, and the state governments can provide for them. And then give them conditions. This is how your cattle will come in here, and this is how they live here. You would have done your business clean, is the way that all the people, I have so many friends who went to Ogun State, they got land and set up their poultry. Poultry. They're not disturbing anybody, they are selling their eggs, the state government is happy with them, and they pay their tax to the state government. Why would that association not be the ones doing this work that you've decided to do? That is where the suspicion came in. Because they should be doing it as their own business. They should be ready, like he said. They're not investing, but they are taking. They should now invest in the grazing land. The government will provide it for them, and then we won't even hear of it. I think we have enough problems in this country for you people to take care of. Not telling us about some other people's business, because there are many other businesses that are dying, and government is not saying a word. And if those businesses,
the representatives,
yes, and if those businesses continue to die, what happens? Unemployment increases, and crime will increase, and again we'll be back to square one. Simple solution.
But don't you? Let's look at it from the side of the lawmakers here, who are thinking we need to expand this thing. I mean, the old laws that have not been effective.
Which one is effective? None now.
So you think this will not be effective?
There's always an accident on the way towards implementation. Don't you know that? Who is going to implement it? And don't forget, some of the people we're talking about don't want to know anything about your laws anyway. This is what our tradition, and we're going ahead. How do you implement? It's a problem.
Excuse me.
Yes.
I want to also add something. You should listen to the arguments of the ASMEN, especially Mayetiala group. Whenever we have problem killing or anywhere, they will say
they are not the ones.
They are not the one. That they are ASMEN from neighboring countries.
Yes.
How do we know those that are from neighboring countries or those that are here?
Okay.
How did they know? Not we. How did they know?
How do we know? What I mean, we cannot allow either Mayetiala, ASMEN, or any group